As the year 2023 wraps up, I know everybody is super pumped for New Year's resolutions and prayer boards and vision boards for 2024, things you want to accomplish, things you want to do, right? And two things that I focus on a lot are going to be my financial fitness and my physical fitness. For the new year, I am stepping into a new me in terms of lifestyle. I already started it 3 weeks ago, my journey for a more healthy lifestyle, and I'll definitely post content later on in the new year about that. But right now I wanted to take a moment to talk about and dive into what a lot of people on YouTube are discussing and sharing, and that is a no-buy year or a low-buy year. So for me personally, my husband and I have some financial goals that we are trying to reach. I actually took some time to make this poster that's sitting behind me, and it has two huge goals that we're looking to accomplish, ideally by the end of 2024, but realistically, he is in paramedic school right now, so he's not bringing in that much income. And me personally, I am 100% commission in sales, and the market for RV sales has gone back to normal, I would say, compared to what it was during COVID when it was crazy inflated and people were buying everything everywhere. So I don't know what the estimate of my salary will be until, you know, the year, like we start to go through the year and kind of see what it's going to be, right? So this is just a ballpark of the goals that we would like to achieve in 2024. And so I put those two, I'll show you a video here so you can actually see it, but like I put those stepping stones of $1,000 each as blocks that we could color in as we're going through our journey for 2024. And at the top of this board, I put low spend for 2024. And I put some rules and things that I wanted to follow on this poster. And I put it right up here in my office because I think it's super important to be able to see those daily. I also actually printed out a 1-year calendar that's behind me here. And that has every single day of the year. And my plan is to go through, and if I didn't spend a single dollar on that day, then circle it with color it in with a green Sharpie. So this way I can kind of have two visuals of like how I'm doing in terms of sticking to my low buy, and then how I'm doing in terms of sticking to my, saving money and not spending it each day. The reason that I chose to say low buy year versus no buy year is because I think when it comes to black and white extremes, I can take them really seriously. And I feel like if I set the goal of no spend for all of 2024 and then something comes along and it knocks me off my feet, I'm less likely to get back up again if I'm like, oh, no buy. Well, now I bought something, it's ruined. So I chose to use the wording low buy. Also, I have some like exceptions to the rules. So with that being said, I figured I would just go through them with you and see if you get any ideas or if I share anything different from what everybody else is posting. All right, so some people have been sharing their green light, their red light, and their yellow light list, and some people have been sharing their like no spend, their maybe on occasion spend, and then their like yes categories. For me, I pretty much just wrote some hard and fast rules for myself about these are the categories I do not want to spend on. And so let's quickly go through them, and I hope you get something out of this video that other content creators have not brought to the table. Here's the thing, I've never worn makeup. I'm not the type of girl to wear makeup. It doesn't suit me, to say the least. I mean, when somebody else helps me put it on, everybody's like, you look so good. Oh my gosh, you look so pretty, which immediately makes me go, so what, you're calling me ugly? Like, you know, that's the way my brain works. Not true, Gabby, but that's where it goes. So what I try to do is, I will buy it and then I'll try to learn like I'm 13 how to apply it, and I look like a clown for a couple days, and then I give up and I leave the makeup in a cabinet, and then eventually I'll throw it out, and then 6 months later I'm like, I should get into makeup, and I'll buy more makeup and do the same thing all over again. So right now there's a little Vespa themed cup in my bathroom, and it has like mascara and eyebrow pencil and just a couple different things. And I decided like that's the end of it. Like if I bought those products probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I've barely used them. I even bought myself a makeup mirror, and I never sit there and do my makeup. I did it like twice and then I gave up. So in terms of makeup, I just decided no makeup for me. This is on my no spend category for sure for 2024. Okay, number 2 is really probably the hardest category for me, and that is no home decor. My house, we bought it a little over a year and a half ago, and wow, we're coming up on 2 years in April. So crazy. And I have plenty of decor. I have plenty of tchotchkes. I have plenty of things that are collecting dust, lots of books that I still have to read from when I had Book of the Month Club and I couldn't keep up with the readings. I tend to reread things and then the new stuff sits on the shelves. I do not need any more home decor. I have plenty of, count your blessings signs. I have some sentimental items like a collage of my sister and I. I have, when I turned 30 last year, I had everybody sign a little like poster and I hung it on in my office wall. It's actually behind this camera right now. And, things like that, I already have enough of, and I think it's more sentimental when you have less of it. This goes along with like minimalism and decluttering kind of thing. I just don't need any more home decor. Like trends come and go, and I find myself just frustrated with how much clutter is throughout my house. So in 2024, I'd like to take a little more time to eliminate excess and not bring new stuff in. I appreciate the sentiment of like when you get something new, you take away from the old, right? You replace so that this way you don't continue to grow your smorgasbord of stuff in your house. But for me, it's also important that I'm not adding and I'm subtracting this upcoming year. All right, number 3, again, probably going to be a difficult category for me, but I feel like it has to be said. No new clothes or shoes. That's right, no new clothes, no new shoes. Let me tell you why, okay? I have a bookshelf, right? A bookshelf size wall of shoes, okay? I have a closet full of clothes, and I still pick my favorite 10 outfits and wear them on repeat and wash them and repeat. I also work at a job where I have a uniform, so there's really no reason for me to have excess clothing, right? And I have plenty of excess clothing already. So my issue is I'm not wearing everything in my closet already. I don't need to be bringing more clothes in. And I really think that it's just a addiction whack-a-mole thing that I'm doing. And so I have to cut it out. I have to end the spending. I don't even wear half the shoes that I own. It's like one of those things where suddenly I get the urge, and we'll address this later, but I get the urge, I go on Amazon and I'm like, white tank top. Because I saw some girl wearing a white tank top with a sweater that looked cute. And I was like, I have a sweater like that, but I don't have a plain white tank top. Then I buy it, then I try it on, it looks okay. I convince myself if I lose 5 pounds, I'll look better in it, so I'll wear it later, never lose the 5 pounds, keep it in the closet for a year, end up donating it. Does this sound familiar to anybody else? Now, the caveat to this rule is I work in sales and I walk a lot on the RV lot. So if my shoes are run down and worn, if they start to get holes in the bottom, which during the summer in Florida, they literally like the blacktop like burns through the rubber soles. I will have to change out the shoes. When we have big shows that come up, we like to have fresh shoes, fresh pants. So there is going to be a little bit of an exception to that rule, but it's strictly for work clothes, and it's strictly for if I have run down a work item. So I can't just go buy another pair of work shoes. It has to be one of the pairs I own is being thrown away because they are like donezo. Okay, the next category, and this is what I wanted to get to when I was mentioning it in the last one, is no more Amazon. That's right. I'm getting rid of my Amazon account completely. I've actually considered deleting the account itself. It was kind of interesting. I listened to a podcast recently where they talked about like your Amazon purchases, and you can go back to the beginning and look at your original Amazon purchases from when you first got the account. That was terrifying because everything I bought on Amazon the first couple of years was like cases for my BlackBerry, cases for my first iPhone. It was a lot of phone cases, guys. It was a lot of like leopard print phone cases. But I think that Amazon is a black hole for me. Okay, if it works for you, if you buy your essentials off of it, if you have Prime and you love to do whatever. For me, it is a complete black hole, and it's a time waster, and I will sit on the toilet and think about something I saw earlier that day that I just have to have it, and suddenly I've bought it. And then by the time it gets there, I've forgotten that I ordered it. So the last item I ordered on Amazon was actually my husband's raincoat that is coming tomorrow. I also ordered this, I think it's called a Mona. necklace for breathing, and it's actually supposed to help with quitting vaping, because that is also something that I'm working on currently, is quitting vaping now that I am 2 or 3 days away from 1 year without alcohol. Yeah, so that'll be another time for another video, but next. All right, coming in at number 5 is no fast food. That's right, you heard me. No Chick-fil-A, no Wendy's. I honestly would count Starbucks in this category because I really don't want to be drinking my coffee out, since I have, I'm not kidding you, like 4 or 5 coffee makers. We have a whole coffee bar at my house because I don't drink alcohol. Coffee, I'm kind of a coffee snob. So the thing with fast food is it goes along with my health goal, right? Like, it's not healthy for me to eat Wendy's. It's not healthy for me to eat. There's a new place opening up across from our store called Charlie's, and it's like a Philly cheesesteak place. Like, none of this should be what I'm ingesting anyway. So putting that limit of, I don't really eat out for lunch at work. I normally try to pack my lunch, but just putting that limit of like no fast food period, I think will be really great for me. And in a pinch, I have made the exception that if I'm out for work at a show and I'm, you know, my only option is Wendy's, then we're getting a salad, because it's technically not fast food. Like, you know, like a salad is fresh. I could buy one at Publix as well. So when I say fast food, I mean like, you know, the burgers, the fries, the chicken nuggets, the super unhealthy stuff that just makes you sick. Also, I would say the things that take like real quick to make and then you eat in the car. Like, maybe if Mike and I, my husband and I, want to go on a date and we want to go to Culver's, like that would be different from I'm driving through Wendy's to grab spicy nuggets. You know, like that's what I mean when I say fast food. And I mean, if you don't like it, hey, that's on you. You can create your own low buy, no buy, spend year, but that's my rule. Okay, the next one is nothing with a motor. And this one, I actually wrote LOL on the poster board next to it. And it's because if you know me, then you know that I have a problem with purchasing things with motors. It started in 2020 during the pandemic. I sold my Honda Fit so that I could get out of debt when I first found Dave Ramsey, and I bought a Honda Odyssey minivan. And we used that minivan to move down here to Florida. In 2020, I purchased a Honda Civic because I traded the van because everybody at work convinced me like, you need something new, you need something nice, which like you can see I'm getting emotional because I was like, I shouldn't have listened to people in the first place. I should have just kept my old minivan that I loved that had stickers all over the back of it. Like one of the stickers was SpongeBob that I made, and it said, I'm ugly and I'm proud. And it said, this car is ugly, but it's paid off. Like I don't have debt, you know, like I'm debt free. So I'm debt free and I'm proud. It was great. But traded the Odyssey for the Civic. 6 months later, I was making good money and I was like, I deserve something nice. So I pushed the Civic onto my husband. I took in his Malibu and I traded that for a Miata. That was the nicest, fanciest car I ever had. It was cherry red. It had white leather interior. It had a black soft top. Within 6 months, I was like, this doesn't work for me and my family, and I can't stand that this payment is like $400 and something. Ha! 2 years later, the interest rates have gone up, and Gabby has learned her lesson that payment was not so bad. But regardless, for me, $400 is a lot of money on a car payment. So within 6 months, I ended up selling the Miata, and I bought a Jeep Patriot. That Jeep Patriot lasted me another 6 months. It's weird. Every 6 months, guys. It's every 6 months. The Patriot lasted me 6 months. Meanwhile, we paid off the Civic, and my husband now drives a paid off 2020 Honda Civic, which is amazing, with like 36,000 miles. We just got our oil change this morning. She's awesome. Love Honda. But from the Jeep, the transmission started sounding funny, and that's when I was like, I've made a grave mistake. And I went back and traded that for a Prius, a Toyota Prius. Now I went backwards in age. I went to a 2018 Prius. And I was like, I'll just pay off the loan. Prius is a solid car, right? It'll last me a long time. Whatever. I told myself it's fine. Up until this point, I had not lost money on a car. I'll just say that the Prius to the next car was the first time I lost money. So, but I don't want to make this too long, so let's wrap it up. 6 months after I got the Prius, I said, I'm sick of debt. I want to be debt free. We sold the Prius. We took a small loss on the Prius. We bought a smart car cash, and that was my car. And that lasted 6 months. And in November, last month, I finally gave in. I threw in the towel and I said, everybody on the internet was right, because I had posted a video about buying the smart car cash and not having a payment. and people like commented like, you know nothing about car, you know, like all these men on the internet, because the trolls come out when you post anything controversial. You don't know anything about cars, man. The smart car, you're gonna regret it, man. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't regret it because I learned a lesson. However, if I could make the decision again, I would have probably just kept the Prius. I probably would have kept the Odyssey at this point. Like, I've just been through so many dang cars. But I also bought a Vespa during this and paid off a Vespa. So I have a red Vespa in my garage that's paid off. We have the Honda Civic that's paid off. And now I have, last month, I finally traded the smart car in and I got a 2021 Mazda CX-5. Right? MX-5, CX-5. I think the Miata is the MX-5, so this is a CX-5. A mom SUV. Because someday I'd like to have children, and I said, this is a car that I can say, I don't need to upgrade, right? If I have kids in 2 to 3 years, I don't have to say, oh, well, this car's too small, I need a bigger car. No, this is a mom car, it's a mom-mobile. I have speakers, I have heated seats, I'm happy about it. And yes, I like my heated seats in Florida. It's 50 degrees outside today, so I'm enjoying that. So that's the story of why I wrote nothing with a motor as my low buy year rule. All right, we're gonna speed this up because I feel like this video is gonna be really long. The next two are no new tools and no new kitchen gadgets. Listen, I have a workbench that I made that is covered in just drills, bits. I have like a hanging tool thing that I bought from IKEA that has like hooks and screws, and I have all these Ryobi tools that one of my old colleagues gave me. I have a table saw that my grandfather bought me. My grandfather gave me money for Christmas and I bought it as the gift from him. But needless to say, I have enough junk in my garage, and it's not my husband's. Like, all of this stuff is mine, okay? And same thing for kitchen gadgets. Like, we have a standing mixer that I actually use quite often because I like to bake. I have like now we have like a NutriBullet that's like for like chopping, like a Ninja for chopping, and then we have like a really tiny NutriBullet for smaller items, right? I have a garlic press. I have a hammer to beat my meat. I have the potato masher, and then my dad bought my husband like a potato masher that's like 2 arms like that. Sorry about that. My husband came in and he thought I was watching a video, not recording a video. So anyway, my dad got my husband like the potato masher to like make gnocchi or mashed potatoes. I think that's what it is. But you know, we have every gadget under the sun. We don't need any more kitchen gadgets, and I don't need any more tools for my garage. We're good. And you know what? If I'm missing anything, like sometimes I'm thinking I need a shop vac, I can rent a shop vac to clean my garage out, which is a project that I plan on doing this afternoon actually, is cleaning my garage and organizing it. Anyway, moving on. This one is like, should be pretty obvious because I have a nice standing computer. I have a MacBook. I have an iPhone 14 with a really nice camera. I mean, I've got all the gadgets, but new electronics, all right? New electronics seem to always get me. Like, unless my AirPods blow, and even if my AirPods blow, I still have like the old, you know, headphones that I could technically get away with using. I don't need any new electronics. I don't need a Kindle, which like I'll randomly think I need a Kindle and then buy it and end up selling it because I won't use it. I don't need, what's that other, this Switch? My husband's bought like 3 Switches and then ended up selling them all because I never used them and he thought I would use them. And I literally the other day in my head was like, I mean, nice to get a Nintendo Switch. No, it wouldn't. You don't use it. You always collect these things and then they collect dust on the shelves, Gabby. 2024 is the year that we clear it out, okay? We don't add in, we clear it out. So electronics, no, don't need them. We've got 2 huge televisions in the house. I don't even like watch that much TV anymore. I watch all my YouTube. I watch everything on YouTube and everything's on my MacBook, like while I'm sitting there eating or prepping or whatever I'm doing. So, yeah, no new electronics, Gabby. You don't need them. And finally, the last one is not really a rule per se, but it's just something that I was probably explaining earlier as well, and that's replace only when empty and completely out of something. So for instance, I have heard people on YouTube already talk about this. If I have 3 bottles of perfume in my bathroom, I'm not purchasing a new bottle of perfume. Honestly, perfume, I wouldn't even count it as like a need, so I think I would not buy it for next year. But I usually get gifted perfume from my father because he works for a company that sells perfume. So if I have 2 or 3 bottles of perfume, right, don't buy a new one until you finish them all. Unless it's gifted, you know, then what am I going to do? I'm not going to deny somebody a gift. For shampoos, conditioners, toothpaste, toilet paper, paper towels. We actually use reusable paper towels. Shout out to that. It's the best invention ever. I love it. But any of those products where it's like, sometimes if I go out, I'll see a sale and it's like, oh, Clorox is on sale. Like, I already have Windex and I already have Dr. Myers or whatever it is, but let me also buy this because it's on sale as stock. No, we want to get rid of the excess. We want to get rid of the clutter. I cannot buy things unless they're completely out. That being said, if I'm like low on toothpaste or low on toilet paper, I'm not going to wait until we're completely out to purchase another one. I just mean that I have a shampoo bottle in my shower, another shampoo bottle in my guest bathroom, and then another shampoo bottle underneath my sink. So your girl really doesn't need new shampoo until all of that is done, you know? Anyway, that pretty much wraps up the rules for my low buy year plan for 2024. I am super excited actually to embark on this new journey. I feel like this past year has been a lot of growth for me, a lot of walking with God and seeking Him and His will for me and working on my sobriety and just giving it all to Him. So this year I didn't look at anything except, it's not true because we saved a little bit of money, but really looking back on this year, the biggest achievement was I did not drink for all of 2023. I mean, that's something I've been trying to achieve, guys, since 2016, 2017 was when I first was like, I think I have a drinking problem. And this is like in 2-3 days, I get to pick up 1 year, which is insane to me. And all glory to God because I could not do it without Him. Praise Jesus. All of that being said, now that the sobriety, now that the alcohol and actually the ism is under control, right? Because it's not really about the drinking, it's about my internal thoughts. Now I can say, what's next, right? What's next for me? And not only growth in my career at work is important to me, right? I have plans there, but my physical health, like my flesh, I want to take care of it. I want to live a long, healthy life helping others. And then my financial health has always been important to me. I'm actually a Ramsey certified financial coach. I didn't mention it in this video earlier because if you're still here, thanks for watching. I didn't mention it in this video earlier because it's controversial that I'm a Ramsey financial coach. And then on that poster back there, it says that I'm not only saving my emergency fund, but at the same time trying to pay off debt. If you know Dave Ramsey's method, he would say 1,000 in the emergency fund and then tackle all the debt. But for us, we're kind of trying to do it hand in hand, step by step. So I'll do more videos on this in the future, but for now I want to cut it off here. I'm sorry this was so long. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something out of it. Please comment down below and let me know what rules you agree with, what you think would be difficult for you, and also if I missed anything that you think would be like a good addition to it. I would love to, honestly love to add on feedback to this 2024 list if you've got anything that you can think of. All right, thanks. Have a beautiful day.